Hello everyone, my name is Egan Weiler and I'm from FacetoFace, Saskatchewan. I'm very pleased to be sharing a bit about my faith journey and experience that encounters that God has led me to along the way. I'm a cradle Catholic. I was born into a very Catholic family. We went to Mass every Sunday, weekdays too, and prayed grace before meals and night prayer and that type of thing. And faith was just a really big part of my life, and it just fell kind of into the routine from my perspective, and I think I really took it for granted because it was just always there. It was always consistent. It was always a big part of my life. We moved to Saskatoon when I was 6, and I got involved in altar serving and in our parish choir, and I loved to do those things. But if I wasn't altar serving or in the choir or doing anything really, I didn't really want to be there, because praying and just sitting in the pew and talking to God, I didn't really care too much for that, and God always seemed kind of far off in the distance, not present in other people's lives, but maybe not mine. He had other people to deal with, and I was just there kind of floating. And this idea kind of continued throughout all of elementary school and far into high school. Sports became the major part of my life, and in school I was also very involved in my school. I was homeschooled, so my parents were on top of me in that area. This whole idea that God is far away and I'm just kind of one of his creatures here living my life started to change when I got invited to go to a face-to-face summer camp called Ignite, which I'm sure some of you have been to. If not, you may have heard about it. And that's when I think God began to create and stir in me a desire to learn about the truth behind who he is and his purpose for my life. Ignite was a great experience for me. New encounters with friends and new friends, and just being able to share my perspective on the faith and my ideas. And as a young person, I think that's very important. And from then on, I took my faith more personally. At the same time, I think my faith was all up in my head at that point, and not so much in my heart. But throughout the years, I attended more face-to-face retreats and got involved in my faith. And I think this head knowledge that I had started to move more deeply and more concretely into my heart. I've heard many times people say that the longest journey you can take is to get your faith from your head to your heart, and that was definitely a very long journey. It's still in the process for me today, but I think a big step of that was relational ministry. And when I graduated from high school, I decided to take a year off and join NET Ministries, which stands for National Evangelization Teams, and I was able to give a year of my life to serve God at his church and really share in the same way that Face-to-Face had shared with me the truth about God and how he can work in my life and how much he loves me. I was able to share that with young people, and through sharing the faith, I had to study it, because you can't really give what you don't have. I was able to study the faith and just share. It was a very beautiful time of growth for me personally, spiritually, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I think it's really helped me be aware of God's movement in my life and the small ways in which he's asking me to really help effect a change in other people. And I personally think that during this time of coronavirus, when we're all being cooped up, that we can really show others and teach others the faith, and how important that is to have faith. That final battle is won, and that regardless of how horrible this is in the times we're in right now, we can see this faith and how close God is and how present he is in our lives. We can take that and we can share it with the world.